let's try and go for a month without buying anything in packages.
Just like a library where you can borrow books, at a thing library you can borrow things.
Fixers, they come and they help you fix your item.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily February. I'm also known as Ranger M. I'm an environmental communicator and educator, and I get to talk to a lot of different people about all things nature and conservation. I love to knowledge share, and that's what I want to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M. Today I'm meeting up with Hino and Kara, the founders of Reimagine Co here in London. And we're going to talk about all things package-free, plastic-free, and being as zero waste as possible. So let's go meet up with them. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to learn about all things plastic-free, package-free, and just learn about the programs that we're running here in London. I was just wondering if you could tell us a bit about yourselves and how you got here today.
My name is Kara. I'm co-founder of Reimagine with Hino, my husband. Together we have a blended family of 4 kids, teenagers and toddlers. So we're very busy between our family and running the store. We met about 11 years ago now in Guatemala, building schools down there, and opened Reimagine in 2018 just as a wanting to give back to the London community and help people reduce their waste like we were doing at home ourselves.
And so the store, did it kind of come from a certain idea? You just kind of noticed that there wasn't this package-free kind of store in London? Or what was the start of this company?
Moved to Canada, then saw that each week we put all this garbage just by the side of our road, and just except instead of just throwing it there, we put it in these big blue bins or these black bags, and it's like, okay, bye trash, it just goes away somewhere. But
Never think of it again.
Right, but there's no such place as away. It all goes somewhere. And I was reading online about trash, garbage, and saw that Canada actually produces more garbage per person than any other country in the world.
That's crazy.
And we think of ourselves, moving to Canada, new Canadian, I'm excited to be here. I think of Canada as being this, beautiful, progressive, caring place, which it is, and it's producing more garbage per person than any other country in the world, and coincidentally also almost more carbon than almost any other country in the world. So we thought, well, that's pretty shocking, and maybe we can't change the whole of Canadian society how it produces waste, but we can make changes in our own lives. And so we made a decision in, when was it, 2017?
End of 2017, yeah.
That we were trying to live a package-free lifestyle ourselves as a family.
Oh, okay. I bet that was fun with 4 kids.
So we said, let's just do this for a month. We said, the end of 2017, we said, let's try and go for a month without buying anything in packages, and let's see whether we can do that. And so we spent some time researching first of all, how would we do this? Is this even possible? Can we do this? And at one point I had this spreadsheet that I had done. I'd made it very complex. But I had our meals and then kind of the ingredients we needed each week. And then I had a spreadsheet of 5 different places that I was shopping. And I got these things at Farm Boy, and these things at Loblaws, and these things at Bulk Barn, and some things at Lindy's, and I can't remember all the places, but I remember that there was 5 places that I would go, which I could do at that time because I was on maternity leave. But it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It was doable, but it wasn't easy. So we thought maybe there is an easier way. Maybe people are not going to do this if you don't make it easy for them. So maybe we can start something that makes it just a little bit easier for people.
Imagine if you don't have a vehicle and you have to go to all those different
It's
stores.
not
That's
possible.
hard. So making one location is obviously a great idea. So while you're chatting, it really made me think about the name of your company. So Reimagine, and the whole store itself makes you rethink the entire idea of shopping and getting everything. And is that where the name came from? You're trying to reimagine what our shopping experience is?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of things in the way that we live that we take for granted. And we do things because that's just how they're done. And so you go to Tim Hortons and you get a cup for your coffee and you get a lid. And the next day you come back, you get another cup and a lid, and you do it every day. And everyone does it. And it's easy and it's convenient. But why is it that convenience is the most important thing? What about the planet? If it's convenient for me, maybe it's not convenient for the planet.
Yeah.
And so when we start looking at taking a step back from all of our consumption decisions that we make each day, and most of the time they're not even decisions, they're just kind of automatic, kind of pre-programmed stuff that we do. If we take a step back from that, we can live in different ways. We can reimagine how we live. And it started, I think we had the name, Reimagine Waste. It started with like Reimagine Waste, and we thought that's a bit negative, but it's like reimagine reimagine what's possible. We reached out to the London Environmental Network and said, do you know anyone else who's trying to live zero waste? And they put us in touch with a couple people who started this Instagram account called Zero Waste Forest City. And so they were kind of students, they were documenting their journey to trying to live a lower waste lifestyle. So we connected with them, and together we hosted a workshop, and we just kind of invited people to say, we had a workshop on, I think we called it Zero Waste 101. And then 50 people showed up.
Wow.
50 people showed up to this workshop, and we just kind of went around in circles and said, what are we doing to reduce waste, or what are some things that we can do, or what are things that you need? And then that was really exciting. Like, okay, there's actually some people that care about this. And then we held another workshop about a month later, and again, 50 people came. And then we thought, well, maybe there's something more that we could do here. Imagine we could do this every day. Imagine there was a space where we could learn together, where we could share together, where we had access to products that would make it easier to live in a low waste way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the idea for Reimagine, or we didn't even have a name back then, but it's like a pop-up space.
Yeah.
That's where the idea kind of came from.
No, I find that amazing. And I've been shopping at your store now for, I think, 3 years. And I find it cool that I can find everything here, from your baked goods to shampoo for my dog. It's awesome. And something I've been passionate about for a while, actually ever since I went to university in Halifax, has been food waste. So Halifax has been doing organic collections for the longest time, and before I went there, it wasn't a thing. And I came back and I'm like, why aren't we doing this? And I think one of the big things you guys are promoting is the reduce of food waste. As you were saying, we produce a lot of waste. Is there anything you guys are doing for food waste here at Reimagine?
It's taken us a little bit. When we first opened, we were composting a little bit more than I was comfortable with. But I've gotten, 2.5 years now that the store's been open, I have a good sense of knowing, okay, we have too much of that, I'm going to put that on clearance. Or so kind of the things that we do now is mostly we put things on clearance, or if we know we have too much, we'll just give it away to people. We had some lettuce earlier this week where we couldn't sell it anymore. We just set a bin out and asked people whether they had bunnies that they wanted to take it home to and feed to their bunnies. We have some nonprofits that we work with that we donate the food to as well, so that it gets made into meals, or distributed directly to folks, or made into meals. And then if it goes beyond those two things, then we work with Urban Roots, and it gets composted and delivered to them for their composting program.
I don't think we actually said, so your store is online, and but you also sell produce, so people can just go online, purchase their produce just like a regular big box company grocery store, and they could come here, and you guys also deliver as well, right?
Yep, so we deliver every Friday. Within the city, we've just recently started delivering everything. So previously we were only delivering things that didn't need to be cooled or frozen, but we're now delivering everything within the store. We've got over 1,000 different products for people to choose from. And I always tell people the difference between us and big box is that we have ketchup. We don't have 17 kinds of ketchup. We have ketchup. We have mustard. We have most everything that you would want. Maybe just a few less extra varieties than you would find at Loblaws or Walmart or places like that.
So most of our produce is organic as well. And what we try and do is our organic prices, the price of our organic produce is close to what the price of conventional produce is in like a big grocery store. Even though we're a smaller company, we try and make organic food accessible to people.
Perfect.
And we try and get our produce as locally as possible. Obviously in the winter, that's not always easy to do, but in the summers, as each week goes by of summer, we get more and more local produce coming in. And so, we try and make that accessible to people as well.
You're doing your part with food waste, but you're also doing your part reducing people's carbon footprints by getting local food as well.
Exactly. And one of the big things, food waste is it makes me so sad, because all this food waste, about 45% of the waste that it goes into London's landfill is food waste. There's such beautiful, rich nutrients that could be feeding future generations of plants, but it just gets thrown away.
Do you want to tell us exactly what else you have in your store?
Oh gosh, so many things.
You said you have 1,000, so
Yeah,
start listing.
So we've got a full lineup of produce. Again, most things. We don't have the very obscure, we don't have dragon fruit or some of the kind of more different type fruits and veggies, but everything that is, that you're going to find in most people's fridges and cupboards, we have here as far as produce goes. As Hinal said, about 85% of our produce lineup is organic. We have a few exceptions. The only reason why we get things non-organic is because they don't come package-free organically.
Oh.
So we do get a few things non-organically because that's the only way to get them in bulk. Right. We have a full deli section, so lots of different sauces, condiments, cream cheese. Everything in the store is plant-based.
Oh,
so
cool. It probably makes it easier for people too, that if they're looking to go plant-based or looking to try to find more options, they don't have to go exploring.
Yeah, there's no label
places.
reading needed here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There's everything's plant-based without needing to look at it. In our freezer section, it's full of different vegan meats. We've got frozen fruits, frozen veggies, this amazing frozen cookie dough that's one of our top sellers. People really like different appetizers like spring rolls and samosas, pierogies, momos. We're trying to sell as many local things as possible, so we're supporting other small local businesses as well. And then we've got a full lineup of dry goods, so everything that you would need for your pantry, rices, spices, cereals, granolas, coffee, tea, pasta,
Treats,
candies. Yeah, we've got baked goods,
Really
nuts,
good vegan candy.
seeds. And then we've got a full lineup of everything you need for your bathroom as well. So we sell shampoos, conditioners, deodorant, toothpaste in bulk. We've got all the cleaning supplies that you would need, really economical laundry detergents. We've got the laundry strips, so you're saving on the bottles and the, transporting the water, across the country. And then we've got different things that people might want to make living zero waste easier. So produce bags, straws, like sandwich bags instead of Ziploc bags, bamboo cutlery.
I know what else.
Hundreds
more,
that
thousands
are
more.
escaping my head at the moment. Yeah.
People can find all on your website,
Yes.
right? That's perfect.
Everything you find, reimagineco.ca, everything's there that you can browse through. If you think about something like laundry detergent, every time you go and buy laundry detergent, you get this big, heavy plastic container.
Yeah.
And then after it's done, there's nothing else you can really do with that container, right? It's
No.
just recycling. But you think with us, you can just bring that back and exchange it. So that's how it works when you shop online, is that you pay a small deposit for the glass jar, plastic jar that the product comes in. It could be 50 cents or $1, maybe $2 for larger containers. And then when you're done, you just kind of rinse it out, bring it back to us. We'll wash it properly, sanitize it for the next customer, and you get a refund back. Think at a regular grocery store, every time you go and buy like a pasta sauce, you're paying for that container. They're not just giving you that free glass container and the label and everything. You're paying for that. And so why pay for that every single time when you can just pay for it once, get a deposit back? It just makes so much more sense.
I do know there's other different ways that you guys are helping the city reduce waste, and one of them is your Thing Library, and I was hoping to check it out with you.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. On average, how much of London's waste is food and organics? 50%, 45%, 15%, or 65%? On average, how much of London's waste is food and organics? 50%, 45%, 15%, or 65%? On average, there's about 45% of food and organics in London's waste. So the Thing Library, can you tell me a bit about how it works? How can someone use it?
Just like a library where you can borrow books, at a Thing Library you can borrow things. So we have around 500 items in this Thing Library. Yeah, it's all kinds of different things. It's not our idea. These exist in hundreds of cities around the world. It just hasn't been in London until now, until about last year. We opened it here.
Okay.
Thanks to some support from the city and some support from local businesses who donated items. And the focus is on home. So we got power tools, we got regular tools, we got kitchen equipment like dehydrators and bread makers and ice cream makers. And then we have all kinds of event things. So if you want to go camping, we have tents.
Perfect.
And we have a pop-up shelter. We have lots of chairs and tables and cutlery and plates if you want to have a community event or something like that. And the inventory is growing all the time, so depending on what people request and what people donate.
That's a really cool idea. So you were saying that most of it's on donations, and is that kind of like, lightly used items, or kind of accept?
Yeah, no, pretty, lightly used. I mean, we did a lot of research on how other thing libraries in other cities, in other places around the world have been successful. And they said one of the things that is going to be challenging for you is accepting a lot of donations and you get things that are not in good condition. Then no one's going to want to be a part of your library, frankly. It's like, okay. So one of the things we made sure is that we've got some good quality items. So all the power tools are brand new. A lot of these gardening tools are brand new, thanks to some funding from the City of London. And even on the power tools, we've got Tucky Home Hardware gave us massive discounts, so we were able to get those and make our money stretch. So most of the stuff, like I would say about 2/3 of the stuff is like brand new, and other things are donated, gently used from community members. And it's so easy to use. So you just pay an annual membership fee, so it's $60. We do have a reduced rate as well for people on low incomes, but I think $60 is a pretty good deal, and to borrow as many things as you want. So $5 a month, and we have people who come in every week and borrow things. So it's great for people who are hobbies or into crafts or art and things like that, baking and stuff. Or also just if you don't have space or you don't have money to buy all these things, you live if you're a student or you're a senior, you're a newcomer, it's perfect for people like that.
Or see if you want to try a skill but you're not quite sure.
Well, that's what I guess the thing that I didn't think ahead of time is that we're getting a lot of people borrowing these things because they're not sure if they want to buy it. And so I had a lady bring back one of our, it's like this combination pressure cooker air fryer, and she borrowed it and she brought it back the next week and she said, I'm so glad that I borrowed this. I've always wanted to buy one, but actually I hated it. And now I've just saved myself, $300 because I know that I don't like it and I would never use it. And, so thank you. And so that's happened a couple of times when people have said, I've always kind of thought I wanted one of these and now I know that I don't.
No, perfect to try it out. Like, am I good at making bread? I can find out. So you were mentioning that you got some funding from the City of London and Tucky Home Hardware. Are there other big sponsors of the Thing Library?
I mean, so many great organizations we've worked with that have made this possible. Like in the Thing Library and in Reimagine as a whole, City has been a huge support. We've also got some federal funding through the Eco Canada program. Recently, we just got some provincial funding from through the Trillium Foundation. Libro has been a great supporter of ours as well. And we work with some great organizations like Thames Region Ecological Association, London Community Resource Centre, who are both charities locally. London Community Foundation, of course, has been great support. London Environmental Network, who's kind of weaved this all together, and they do great work in the community to support the environmental sector in so many ways. So I don't know, so many wonderful organizations. I'm definitely missing some in that list, but that have really made all this possible. So it's really a collaborative effort, and that's what in Reimagine Co. The Co stands for collaboration and working together.
For sure, and it shows how much the community wants it and supports it. So that's great.
So what Thing Libraries are supposed to be about, the community coming together to share resources. So I think it's quite fitting that so many people have taken part.
Exactly, I love that. And I do know you have one more program that I wanted to chat about today, and it was the Repair Café. And I thought we could chat about it.
Great.
Did you know more than 22 million pounds of plastic pollution end up in the Great Lakes every year? Did you know more than 22 million pounds of plastic pollution end up in the Great Lakes every year? So we're going to chat about the Repair Café. Can you tell us a bit about it?
This is definitely our most popular event that we run. We started doing these back at our old store on King Street in the old Novax building. And the basic idea is, instead of throwing things away and buying a new one, that you can bring it somewhere. We have volunteer fixers. They come and they help you fix your items. Now, they're not 100% fixed every time, but the beautiful thing about the repair cafes is that people can learn how to fix things themselves. So this is, we talked about our grandparents knowing about food waste in a way that we don't know. Well, this is another skill that we've lost, is the ability to fix things. Planned obsolescence has made it that it's cheaper normally to buy a new something, like fan, instead of fix the old pan. So that's kind of what our generation has done, is just thrown things away, and we don't know how to fix things. So the nice part of the Repair Cafe is that you can come and you can get your fan, or we repair a lot of fans, but you can come and get whatever it is that you're looking to get fixed, but you are sitting across the table from the person fixing it, and if you're interested, they will tell you what they're doing. They will kind of assess the problem with you. They will show you what they're looking at, show you how to assess things on your own the next time. So it's beautiful in those two ways, that we're keeping things out of landfill, but there's also that skill sharing.
And they're just volunteers. They're just kind of coming out and sharing their skill.
Yeah, they're just, and they love it. And and the fixers are amazing. It's a really amazing group of humans that come. It's always different people, often, a lot of the same people, but there's a large network of fixers, and, Heenal sends the message out to them before the event that, these are the things that need to be fixed. And then they just say, yes, I can come. No, I can't come. And, it's the beauty of the event that who shows up, and we never kind of know who's coming. And
a lot of the same fixers come out like every week or every month since 2018 when we first started doing these. Still, obviously, took a break in the pandemic, unfortunately, but now, we're doing them here at Reimagine and at different library branches. We're going to, so not everyone's able to get downtown, but everyone has a local library branch. So we're going to different parts of the city and helping people to fix their broken items. So we get a lot of different kinds of electrical things, coffee makers and toaster ovens and like some old stereo equipment. People also bring toys and small pieces of furniture, clothes like pants that need hemming, or a shirt that's got a rip in it, zipper issues, which are sometimes can't be fixed, but sometimes they can. Yeah, it's really cool, the community that's built up around it. Like people coming back all the time. Really happy to share the skills. It's a movement that's around the world, the Repair Cafe movement. There's a couple thousand places that have these. But you really get to learn about why are things so difficult to fix. Oftentimes it's hard to even open the coffee maker. It takes an hour to open the coffee maker. Once you're in there, it's just 5 seconds to solder the loose connection or something. But getting into it is not easy, and it's no accident things are designed that way.
To do the Repair Cafe, for someone to come, do they have to tell you what they're bringing, and do they have to pay?
No, there's absolutely no cost. Everything we offer is completely free of charge.
Wow. And
so really it's open to all. We ask people to register ahead of time, so because of space considerations, we normally cap the tickets at 60, which is, so we normally get around 40 people showing up, 10 to 12 fixers, and about at least half of the items that come in get fixed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so if you doesn't RSVP in advance, they can still come. We don't never turn anybody away. It just helps us kind of know. Sometimes it's a week before, it's we've only got 20 people signed up. I'm I've just got to do a bit more promo, so it just helps us keep a track. Then also, as Kara was saying, if the fixers know the items that are coming in, they know maybe you need to ask a question to the person, or they need to bring a particular part or specific tool to help fix that thing. So it does help knowing in advance, but it's not essential.
Where can people find the schedule or find information on the Repair Cafe?
So you can check out londonrepaircafe.ca.
Perfect. Okay, well, I have a personal question. I have an air fryer that just stopped working. Can I bring it?
Yes,
absolutely. So air fryers have been fixed before?
Definitely.
Okay, now I'm happy. I can bring that. Well, I want to thank you both so much for joining me and telling me all about your history, your passions for zero waste or as little waste as possible, and just hearing what you guys have to say in the programs that you're running and you've brought to London. I think it's awesome what you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you know if you live in the city of London, the Green Bin program is actually coming to us in early 2024? Did you know if you live in the city of London, the Green Bin program is actually coming to us in early 2024? Thank you for joining me and learning all about the different package-free and plastic-free options here at Reimagine Co. Until next time, see you in nature.